Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the stankin' TA. All right, get after it. Please leave a like on the video. I would appreciate it. The algorithm would definitely help me push this video out to more people, which means, hey, we got more people joining our community and we can expand. Thank you very much. All right, so first things first, I'm going to point out that SPY literally came down to its demand here, support, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it came down to it, and it did end up bouncing off of that. I am going to point out right now, you have this trend line you have right here. I drew this on the 4-hour time frame. You almost just tapped it, but you didn't tap it. So I do want to point out, typically, when you see the trend, the trend accelerating like that, you're going to see a pullback to that trend line. We actually have the same thing going on over here on QQQ. Now, actually, before we go any further, let's talk about Powell. All right. So it was a Fed pause today, but it was just a brief pause. They didn't say like, hey, we're paused, we're done. That's not at all what happened today. And I think that's exactly why you saw this as the initial reaction. I know there was, there were just some other things that, signaled that, maybe they're not done. You had several of the Fed members saying 1 to 2 more hikes are on the table. And then Powell came out and pretty much just confirmed that. And yeah, he was saying that we'll have to see what happens. And I'm also actually going to say right here, this was the most important thing that I think he said today. There was really nothing that was going to tank the market or had a chance of tanking the market besides this over the coming days or whatever, or weeks. I don't know. All right. You have the next Fed meeting quite some time. So right now the market is probably going to digest this info, which is Powell's favorite indicator. The PCE is running hot still. I mean, we probably didn't think it's running hot. We just had, we had CPI coming cool. That was something that the market was jazzed about. And guess what? All right. He didn't acknowledge that. He acknowledged his favorite indicator. So we're going to have to see what the next reading of that is. I will let you guys know in the weekly update or maybe in tomorrow's video. I don't know, but I do not have enough time right now. But we will look at when that is coming out next, because that's probably going to be important now that he just set the stage for that. That's why I say, like, hey, there's nothing that could really tank the market immediately. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm sorry. I was just live streaming, so maybe you were there. Hey, what's up if you were there? Now we're here. But yeah, he didn't really say anything too bearish, honestly, in my personal opinion. And actually, something I'll throw in is he just mentioned that they are seeing signs that the housing market is bottoming. He doesn't think it's just going to rocket from here. He was saying that it's probably either going to stay low for a while or slowly move up. I'm paraphrasing. All right, if you guys want, he's probably still talking right now. You guys can go listen to that. By the time this video is out, though, he'll be done talking. So, but yeah, that is pretty much it for FOMC. Now let's get into the chart. So first things first, I'm going to point out on the daily time frame. Let's actually get rid of this. All right, get rid of that. Get rid of that. I'm going to point out that we are literally, and let's actually get rid of these, even though I know on the hourly time frame they're going to be accurate. We're just hovering in the middle of nowhere here on QQQ. So I'm just going to say right now, if you do pull back, we're going to have to see a buyer step up. My guess is, there's still the chance that they're going to be stepping up. Like, obviously, there's the chance, but I'm going to say, hey, you stalled out right in the middle here, not at a major level over here. And then let's come over here to SPY. You were also just kind of hovering right here in the middle. I did mention this. I don't remember which video it was. Maybe it was the weekly update, but we have this little structure going on right here. But it got filled. You see, that's where buyers were holding the line, and then boom, sellers demolished it. So maybe that is what we are actually finding resistance at. Let's just put that on the chart right now, which would have been right here. So yeah, that is what we're finding resistance at. But the next real point of structure is going to be all the way up here, right around 450. So let's also put that zone on our chart as well. Now we do have the target that clearly you got to be open to it. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you've got to be open to it, or you're probably, it's just not going to be a happy time. Yeah, there's that. But yeah, you're just hovering right in the middle. You don't have anything to go off of right here. So if you do see that pullback, yeah, unless you come down here and break 425.99, I think that's the exact level. I don't have it. It's over here in my object tree. It's hidden right now. But unless you come down and break that, I'm just saying you're probably going to have buyers stepping back up to the plate. Now, another spot to watch is going to be the August high. That is the other spot that the buyers could step back up to the plate. Now, do they need to? No, they could come down here and they could still put in a you know, a higher low. But, you know, preferably if you're a bull, you do want to see the August high hold now, which would be around 432. That's where you want to see buyers starting to step in. And yeah, you don't want to see close underneath this zone. That's just, it would not be a pretty picture. It would mean, it would pretty much validate this as a bull trap. And then we would probably be going down to test 25.99. And we're going to have to see what happens there. Now, we actually do have like a lot of gaps just still left open. You have 1, 2, 3. I do know there's also this fourth. You did fill this one, so let's take that off. You still have 4 gaps to the downside. Let's actually see an exact level for that one. All right, what is that? The high was 422.92. 422.92. So that is that. Let's make it nice and pretty. Match up with the other green ones. There we go. Let's take off the moving averages real quick. All right. Actually, bring on that moving average, right? On the 4-hour time frame. So this is going to be your start. If you were to see your close underneath the 4-hour AEMA here, that's when I would say we're probably going to go sideways, or you're finally getting that pullback. Right here, you got one close right there. Boom. You went down from 418 to about 416.50. All right. That's about a $2 move right there. All right. Same thing over here. You started getting your close. Boom. 417.40 all the way down to 410. So it doesn't have to be a major pullback, but if you do see that, you know, you're probably going to see the upside halt, at least for now. It is just, you know, just want to throw that one out there. It's the same exact thing for over here on QQQ. As you see, buyers held the line. Also, you know, held the line right of support here, just like SPY did. So that is something to note as well. And boom, that is exactly where the 4-hour AEMA held, you know, on this candlestick. And now, boom, it's doing it again. So if you do see the close under here, we're probably going to go a little lower. And then we're probably going to trade sideways or have that deeper pullback. It's one of the two, guys. One of the two. Look at that. You actually are coming down. I wish, see, that's the thing. I wish I could see what he said. Now I'm going to have to find out after the fact. Like, what if he said something super bearish? I don't know. But at the end of the day, guys, what I heard was not terribly bearish. They did do the pause. He did say, you know, we're going to have to see how things go. That's in a few words. That's pretty much what Powell was saying. All right. He was walking around the ball there, talking himself out of, you know, some questions. And yeah, they're going to have to see how things go. Which probably isn't what the market wanted to hear. The market wanted anybody who was holding on definitely just wanted them to announce the pause and announce that, yep, it's all done. Let's skyrocket. And that's what I was saying. Like, hey, if you do have the actual Fed pause, you're probably going to have an initial skyrocket. That's just would be the reaction. Now, it does look like you are going to have increasing buy volume, but you know, if sellers step in before the end of the day here, that either way, you're going to have increasing volume. So in the Webull update, we'll have something to go off of tomorrow. All right, guys. So I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to take up too much of your time here. Let's put on some trend lines here on the hourly time frame. Come over here. All right, come over here. So you had this one. All right, so this one, yeah, I guess we could use that. All right, it's probably preventing a close on the 4-hour time frame, but we'll stick right here. And then you have this accelerated one. So even the accelerated trend line, you still have to pull back a decent amount to go tap that. And that does mean if you do that, and it doesn't, like, if it happens today and not tomorrow, then you're probably going to get a close underneath here, unless it's just with a wick and you recover by the end of the day. But we're going to have to see. But yeah, you are still a decent amount of ways. You're $6 away from that trend line right now. So that is what I will specifically be watching. If you do see a breakdown from that trend line, that is when I will be looking for this to take place. I'm going to be looking for you probably, I don't know where you end up bouncing, but you do have the next, you know, spot of structure right here. This will be your support around 348. So we'll put it right here. All right. So you're probably going to have a steep decline there. Maybe you get a rally and maybe a back test. All right. But at the end of the day, we'll be looking for a back test wherever we do decide to stall out. That you know, that's what you want to be looking for, the back test. Now, does it stall out right here? Probably. You're probably not going to break both trend lines all at once unless you had the catalyst. And I'm just telling you right now, we didn't have anything that's going to just majorly sell the markets off. We do have monthly OPEX this Friday, so maybe we, you know, we see a ton of money moving around, and maybe that's going to influence the markets down or up into here. But the zones I'm really, or the places I'm really going to be watching here is this upper zone, which the 0.786 Fibonacci is literally going to be like somewhere right here, 375 to 376. So if you do come on up here, I don't think you're going much further. I'm just going to tell you right now, I do think tech is pretty much, you know, it's tapped out. Who's going to be buying Apple at all-time highs. I still don't think, you know, this thing's gonna. I don't think it's gonna go a bunch more. I'm seeing things about Apple going to 200. I'm just saying, if you have people saying this stuff, it's not the best. You don't want to see that. All right. And on top of that, the fear and greed index was at 80 earlier. I don't know what it's at right now. But, you know, these things don't hold up for long. You're at least going to see that pullback that I've been speaking about. And you guys, do not look at me as a perma bear, all right? And just know my trading does not have anything to do with the technical analysis I do here for you guys on the channel, all right? At the end of the day, it literally has nothing to do with it at all, all right? Absolutely nothing to do with it at all. I will come here with an unbiased viewpoint every single day, and I will tell you what, you know, the Bears want to be watching for, what the Bulls want to be watching for. I don't care what side you're on. All right. At the end of the day, we got a community here. And yeah, that's that. All right. That being said, guys, please leave a like on the video if you did enjoy the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.